In the summer of 2021, behavioral scientist Dr. Brenda McCowan from the University of California, Davis, joined marine biologist Dr. Fred Sharpe of the Alaska Whale Foundation for an unusual experiment in Southeast Alaska. Their goal was simple. Could a whale respond to a human conversation? The team recorded a humpback contact call, known as a whoop call. These short sounds are used by humpback whales to maintain contact with one another. The following day, the researchers played the call back through an underwater speaker. Minutes later, a 8-year-old female humpback whale named Twain approached the boat. What happened next surprised everyone. Twain responded. The scientists played another call. Twain answered again. For the next 20 minutes, the whale responded to the researchers 36 separate times. Even stranger, Twain adjusted the timing of her responses to match the intervals between the scientists' signals. Sometimes she answered quickly. Sometimes she waited, almost like taking turns in a conversation. Dr. Brenda McCowan later described the interaction as a series of greetings. The study was published in 2023 Inches, the journal PeerJ. It became the first documented interactive communication exchange between humans and a wild humpback whale. But this experiment raised a much bigger question. If a whale can recognize an attempt at communication, how sophisticated is whale communication itself? To answer that question, scientists turned to sperm whales. In 2020, marine biologist Dr. David Gruber launched Project CETI, the Cetacean Translation Initiative. The goal was extraordinary. Use artificial intelligence to decode whale communication. The project brought together biologists, linguists, robotic engineers, and AI researchers. Among them was whale researcher Dr. Shane Giro, who had already spent more than 15 years studying sperm whale families in the Caribbean. The team collected thousands of recordings from groups of sperm whales. These whales communicate using rapid click sequences called codas. For decades, researchers believed these clicks were relatively simple. That changed in 2024. A study published by Project CETI researchers analyzed thousands of codas using machine learning. The team discovered that whales were changing several features of their clicks: the duration, the rhythm, the spacing between sounds, and tiny acoustic details researchers called ornamentation. These combinations created hundreds of distinct patterns. Lead author Dr. Pratyusha Sharma described the findings as evidence of a kind of phonetic alphabet. The researchers were careful not to claim that whales possess human language, but they showed that whales do not simply repeat sounds. They modify them, combine them, and use them in different contexts. The findings were published in Nature Communications in 2024. This was one of the strongest pieces of evidence ever found for structured communication in whales. Scientists then discovered something even stranger. Certain codas appear repeatedly within the same whale families. Some vocal patterns are shared between mothers, daughters, and relatives. Dr. Shane Giro has suggested that these calls may help whales recognize one another. Some researchers even believe that certain click sequences may function similarly to names. Meanwhile, another mystery had already been observed in humpback whales. In the 1990s, researchers, including Dr. Ellen Garland, began documenting whale songs across the Pacific Ocean. Entire populations of humpback whales were found singing the same songs. Then a new version of a song would appear. Over several years, the new song spread thousands of kilometers across the ocean. One population learned it, then another, then another. Scientists called this process cultural transmission. The whales were not born knowing these songs. They learned them from one another. Today we know that whales can teach. They can learn socially. They pass traditions between generations. And they may possess one of the most complex communication systems ever discovered outside our own species. Scientists still cannot translate whale communication. Nobody knows what Twain was trying to say in Alaska. Nobody knows what sperm whale codas truly mean. But after the experiments of Brenda McCowan in 2021, the discoveries of David Gruber and Project CETI beginning in 2020, and the AI studies published in 2024, one thing has become increasingly difficult to ignore. The ocean may contain another intelligence that has been communicating for millions of years. And for the first time in human history, we may finally be learning how to listen.